Festive greetings to all our viewers. It is the festive season, the time for moments and memories, for sweets and symphonies. And it is that time of the year where ET Now takes you to the home of yet another ace investor. I'm at Chalakudi, 50 kilometers out of Cochin, at the house of Porinju Veliyath of Equity Intelligence.
Hi, Niraj.
Happy Diwali, Porinju.
Happy Diwali to you. Please come.
Thank you so much for having us,
Great.
having ET Now at your place.
Even I am so privileged and I'm very happy about it.
Thank you so much.
It's my wife, Liti.
Hello. Hi, Liti. Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
Yes.
Happy Diwali. So, is
Shilpa,
this
my
Shilpa?
daughter.
Hi, Shilpa. So, is this? I see the house decorated as well. Is this the typical Diwali tradition, Porinju?
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you so much.
We really enjoy Diwali and we stay here. And we have that basic decorations and all we enjoy. In the evening we have crackers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and is this how the typical Diwali is? I mean, what are the preparations that you do? Because I see the house decorated.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff happening outside as well. What do you do? What are the preparations?
We decorate the house and we make diyas and we will have special food as well. Being a family time, so we'll have special food.
Okay.
Special
and you
Diwali
guys
food you can.
have a lot of, I mean, do you have a lot of holidays wherein you participate with the family?
Not really. We just get a day or two holiday, so it's really exciting.
Okay.
So I have all the crackers and the diyas.
I'm sure.
So
And
it's
We
fun.
love bursting crackers as well.
okay, so that is something that we'll do in the evening as well, I'm sure. And just a word about the food as well. Typically, Kerala coastal food is very renowned. Is that the kind of food that you prepare for Diwali?
Not exactly. We try to make Diwali sweets and all.
Okay. And that is something that we'll get a sample of today as well? Sure. Okay, great. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having us as well. So, Porinju, just talk a bit about what you do around this house, because I see it's a nice green property. I mean, what is the life around in this house?
Yeah, it's this is a place where I am born and I have a lot of attachment to that.
Okay.
I spend 3 days here normally, weekends and extended weekends.
Okay.
And we really enjoy. It's a very relaxing place. It's back to the nature and it's full of green.
Yes.
It's a farm. We do some farming activity and paddy and some vegetables and fruits.
Okay.
I really enjoy that. It's very relaxing, especially doing equity analysis or fund stock picking. This is a big difference and it really rejuvenates and I really enjoy it. And I can't really miss it, any week.
Okay. So, coming to the farm is all about relaxation, so on and so forth. What is it that really brings you to this outhouse? Because I see a lot of green. Is it connecting with nature that excites you?
Yeah, of course, nature, being close to the plants and the animals, birds. And, that's something, it's really relaxing.
Right.
No words can really explain that.
Yes.
And this is a place, it's we have
You mentioned
very-
this is where you were born as well.
Yeah, I'm born in this place. This place is called Chalakudi.
Okay.
It's quite near to Adirapalli waterfalls.
Yes.
There's some famous movies are being shot there.
Yes.
And it's a basic place, but it's rich with potable water, underground water.
Wow, okay.
And that's why we have the pool and the streams around.
Sure, and we'll look around that as well.
Yeah.
But does being connected with nature, I mean, what I'm trying to find out is that the reason you come here almost every single week, you spend a Diwali here, is it because it also helps you rejuvenate and think better about equity markets?
Yes, of course. But this is my basic living.
Okay.
And it happened to be, I'm so lucky that it happens that it's a rejuvenating experience also.
Okay.
Every day any day I spend here.
Okay.
And so it's really enjoyable. And I think Kerala is so blessed with this kind of attire and atmosphere, the nature. Many people are enjoying it. And I know many North Indian families, they acquire some small properties around here.
Sure.
And for making holiday homes.
Sure. No, it's beautiful. But this isn't a holiday home for you. This is almost home
Yeah,
for
it's
you.
my home, holiday home, and it has got all aspects
Have
of
the
my
best
home.
equity investment ideas come from this place?
Yeah, I think so because I believe equity investing is it's not a hectic kind of activity. If somebody make it really hectic, it's going to underperform. This is something we have to keep it simple, as we always discuss.
Right.
and the bare minimum things, and too much information is not good. And if you stay in a city and there's too much noise, too much information, people calling you and on the phone, on internet, I think it takes away a lot of spirit of living.
Sure. So which is why you come to this home and stay here without all those outside disturbances. You cut out the noise.
Not really. I anyway will come here. It's my attachment. It's my place I am born. It's my
course.
home,
Yes,
basic
it's your
home.
home, yes.
So I enjoy it that way. But fortunately, it gives me that extra, comfort and luxury of being in a very place with serenity and back to the nature with a lot of water around.
Yes.
That's something I think this is every human being should experience.
And Porinju, I can hear some waterfall, I can see a water body out there, there is a lot of lakes, some lilies, etc., all of that. This must have taken time to reach this stage. I mean, there's a lot of hard work that has gone into making this home the way it is.
Again, this has been almost like this.
Okay.
For example, there was a pond when I was a child. In my childhood, I used to jump into the pond. That it is like a not so posh kind of a
Sure,
pond in
but
those
it's a
days.
pond nevertheless.
Yeah. So we have to just make it bigger and make it more usable.
Sure, okay.
Even somebody like you come and you should not be scared to get
So you've done some work on that.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
definitely.
other work that has gone in, and you have animals, plants, and a lot of other activities that you do around the house as well.
those
Paddy
things-
farming, so on and so forth.
No, Niraj, those things really doesn't take any effort.
Yes.
It's part of normal living. Maybe 20, 30 years ago, everybody in Kerala was living that way.
And you're still
Everybody
doing
will have a cow, few hens and some ducks or geese.
Sure.
And these things now the cow is a livelihood for many families in the earlier times. Even today,
Right.
in many villages.
And you're continuing to do that.
Yeah,
Great.
because it gives you not only the pleasure of doing it,
Yes.
plus get very good milk.
Yes. So there's a lot of benefits
Fresh
attached
milk
to
you
it.
get, nowadays in the city we don't get fresh milk.
Okay. So you can understand how Porinju Veliyath thinks about his house. I guess that's how we think about the stock market investments as well. Don't just look at one picture, look at the holistic picture. But before we slip into that break, take a slice. Here's a slice of some of the activities that he does around his home. Welcome back. We are at home with Porinju Veliyath at 50 kilometers outside Kochi, right?
Yeah, that's right. This
Okay.
place is called Chalakudi.
Chalakudi, yes, we spoke about it. So now, Porinju, my question to you is, sitting out here in your perch in Chalakudi, what do you feel about the new Samvat 2072? How do you think the next 12 months are likely to be for the equity markets?
I am very optimistic, and I would say I am bullish on the next 1 year, definitely. But at the same time, what are you bullish on? Whether you are bullish on the Nifty, Sensex, on the market, or on your stocks? That's a basic question I think every investor should ask.
Right.
So in that perspective, see, even 2071, it was a very good year for me in equity investing. I think many others also have had a good experience.
Yes.
But maybe the very large funds and casual investors may be seeing it as a very flat kind of a year for the stock market.
Right.
We have the Nifty almost 8,000 last year, and this year also it's almost around 8,000.
Yes.
So it was a flat year for the people who are watching and following indices.
Yes.
For me, it was something like 47-48%.
47% returns
return
in your
for-
fund, in
for
your
the year.
PMS.
Yeah.
Wow, that's staggering.
So that's against flat Nifty and Sensex.
Okay, so just before what led to this 47% return? I mean, what kind of stocks really made the difference? I mean, did you choose growth stocks? Did you choose value stocks? What did you do?
I don't have any such parameters.
Okay.
I don't look at stocks whether it's a growth stock.
No, which is fine. But when you chose these stocks,
Yeah, so
what are the
it's
stocks that have
basically,
given
I
you
would say,
returns?
the apt word could be, Niraj, stock picking. Stock picking is an art, and that's all about value investing.
Yes.
If we just wait for the market to be going up, Nifty going up 20-30% every year,
Yes.
that may not be the practical in life.
Right.
So we have to be good stock pickers to create wealth.
Okay.
And that way, I think even the earlier year, 2070 to 71, that 2070,
Right.
we had a 121% return in the portfolio management.
Okay, so Porinju, let me do this. Let me try and figure out what worked for you. So I was looking at your portfolios over the last 12 months, and there have been. I mean, we've discussed some of these ideas as well. Maybe an NIT has performed for you. Maybe a Force Motors has performed for you. Let's talk about Force Motors for example. Why did you choose it when you chose it? You picked it up 400, 500 rupees. Why
Yeah,
did you
that's
pick it up?
right. See, Force Motors, I found it's a great business, but not very dynamically managed, creating wealth for the shareholders in the earlier decades,
Sure.
not even years.
Right.
But I found, I was smelling some change in the profile of the management and their attitude towards minority shareholders,
Right.
along with the Bajaj exiting the stock.
Right.
So it was a very special situation, and I had in mind, my gut feeling was that Ferodias will never create wealth as long as Bajaj has been holding the stock. So I found it is a trigger. This is very practical wisdom in the stock market.
Right.
We can't say what kind of theory we apply for this
Sure.
kind of a stock picking. You have to keep your eyes and ears open
Okay.
and look for ideas. We can't say from where the idea is coming, what kind of idea is coming. You can't predefine.
Okay.
So it's all about common sense approach into stock picking.
Right.
And Force Motors at 400, 500, it was available at almost cash equivalent or much below the book value of the company.
Okay.
And it is a market leader in such a big country with 1.3 billion people living.
Right.
And that traveler kind of segment and the relationship with these German majors,
Got it.
Benz and all those kind of people.
So we've got that thesis. My question to you now, therefore, is I just wanted for viewers to understand how is it that you chose stocks that you chose. Now, keeping that thesis in mind, are you using the same parameters for stock picking this year for the next year?
No two companies,
it change?
no two stocks will have same parameters.
Agree
to look
completely.
at.
No,
Yeah.
but the basics remain the same. Look at cash equivalent. Look at cash in the books. Look at the quality of management. Or that is not happening.
All these things should be there in our mind.
Sure.
We should consider everything. It is not 1, 2, 3 or 10 or 20. I'm telling you there are hundreds of parameters
Right.
which are applicable to different stocks, different companies, different geographies, different industries, different periods of time.
So for the new Samvat Porinju,
Yes.
what is looking good? What kind of stocks are you looking at?
It's not, I don't want to talk as segment.
Sure.
But normally I don't do that.
Yes.
But this time, this Samvat's 2072, I feel like talking about the EPC opportunities emerging in the country.
Okay.
It's a very special, perhaps unprecedented kind of an opportunity for equity investors in Indian markets.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they had a very bad time.
Yes.
Most of these companies
For the last
in the
many
infrastructure space, which is a very important activity for the country,
Yes.
even going forward.
Yes.
So, but most of these companies like GVKs and GMRs, Lanco, they all have spoiled their balance sheet. I don't know the survival of many of these companies, maybe not sure.
Right.
So what I would say, come below those kind of fancied names in the earlier infra segment, there are some companies in the mid-cap segment which have kept the balance sheet okay, reasonably good. Some of them are cash rich, some of them are debt free.
Right.
But so those kind of companies, if they have execution capability also, that's a very important ingredient,
Sure.
then they are for good times. I would say great times.
Okay.
Next 1 year, 2 year, 3 year and 5 years in India.
Okay.
Because the kind of EPC opportunities in the infrastructure segment,
Sure.
in road construction, in bridges and other kind of building constructions.
Sure.
So that's very huge. So those companies who are capable of execution and who have kept a balance sheet reasonably good,
Right.
I'm telling you there could be many multi-baggers.
Okay, Porinju. So, some of the companies, and as we sit down on this step, well, that's my question to you. Some of these companies have virtually sat down and not managed to get up in the infrastructure space.
Yeah.
These are highly indebted companies as well. Are you looking in that pocket, or are you looking at the infra companies which have had a good 12 months because they manage the balance sheet well? I mean, there are both examples. There is a KNR Construction, a Sadbhav Engineering, etc., which are good EPC companies and they have done well. And on the other side, there are the GVR, GVKs and some of the others which have not been able to get up. Where are you looking?
It's very difficult to get a potential multi-bagger with very clean balance sheet.
Got it. So
It's
you're looking at the other
psychologically,
side.
that's the psychology of the market.
So you're looking at the
So
other
you have
side.
to take some kind of reasonable risk, but make sure that this will be a sure survivor.
Okay.
And the size of the business should be large, size of execution capability should be large, and maybe I'm just telling few names, you know, I'm not asking anybody to buy these stocks.
Sure.
Like Simplex Infrastructure is looking like a good company, very, very large, their order book. And one more thing, some of these companies have got very old legacy order book, which can be dangerous also.
Sure.
They may be at 5-10% negative profitability.
Right.
But the new orders coming up, all are with 10, 15, 20% kind of profit margin while businesses are being happening now. And so these companies, some of them like Om Metal Infra, they are also getting in a big way into infrastructure, clean balance sheet, cash rich balance sheet. Not a very big company.
Yes, you
I'm
have
not, I'm not
exposure
asking
there.
people to go and buy this. Some of these companies might have already gone up. Pradibha Industries. Again, I am not recommending. Just
These are not
I'm just
recommendations.
giving you some clues to look into what kind of companies you should look into. We may have such kind of 10, 15, 20 companies
Yes.
in the infrastructure segment who have kept the balance sheet okay
Right.
and ready to take advantage of the upcoming opportunities in the huge bids going to happen from Government of India. And I am very confident government is hoarding funds for very big infrastructure push.
Got it.
That's a feel I have got.
Sure.
So this is one segment, but I don't know how many investors can take part in that. It's a very big question. The biggies like L&T and also different thing. I am not anywhere there. It's not my cup of tea.
Okay. But
So,
look at the small gruesome
Yeah,
names
small
as well.
company. I'm just telling these
Sure.
names. I'm not recommending these
These are not
stocks individually.
recommendations, surely.
But I'm giving that clue as I told earlier.
Okay, great. Porinju Veliyath, so that's a good indication as well, but stay on, lots more to speak about, and viewers stay on as well. We've spoken about how the next Samvat could look like. We'll talk more about some specific thought processes and talk a lot about how Porinju Veliyath and his family celebrate Diwali in the evenings. That's coming up on the other side. Well, amidst all the diyas and the firecrackers, welcome back. We are in conversation with Porinju Veliyath at his house, 50 kilometers from Kochi. And Porinju, there is a well that I see out there. Let's assume it was a wishing well. And if you got a chance to make one wish for the new Samvat, what would that be?
Yeah. Anyway, it's a drinking water well.
Yes.
A wish. Of course, I believe from the stock market perspective, from the economy perspective, what India required today. More and more confidence in our leader, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who I think he is powerful enough to take our country into another level.
Okay.
I think they are doing very, very good things with long-term vision and planning. So I think we should support the present government. It's a majority government, and I expect this Samvat 2072, more and more people, segments, other parties support him to take India, being taken forward. That can be a big game changer. We are in the right direction, and he's a very strong leader. And we were in need of a strong leader, and we have already got. People are in a hurry to get the results in numbers, in corporate
Get
results.
that din.
Yeah, but that achhe din to we have to give time.
Okay.
Whatever said and done, nothing happens so fast.
Right.
He has to do the basic background work. I think he has done a very good job in those things.
Sure.
And I am very bullish on India. There is no doubt about
So
it.
why do you say that the good things are happening? Do you see that in the economy? Do you see a bit of a turnaround happening?
Economy, yes. There are some pockets of economy which started doing well, which have shown the symptoms of turnaround.
Okay.
And that is because of that work in the background happening, the big planning, the big projects, and this is very important. We have to have patience, give time to the government, and miraculous things can happen into our Indian economy. See, Niraj, one very important thing. 18% of the world population live in India. Investors should look at that big picture. 18% of the population, they are enjoying 2.6% of the wealth. There's a huge gap.
Okay.
This gap,
2.6% of the world wealth is with the 18% of the population. It's a gap that will be filled.
Yeah, and it is even on a PPP, the purchasing parity level, it is around 6%, 6.5%.
Okay.
Even then there is a huge gap. I believe, even when you look at the way how China moved in the last 2-3 decades, India is definitely in some stage of that.
Okay.
And that's going to be a big game changer.
Okay. So if things are looking good, if people have to bet upon one, let's talk about the stock markets. If people had to bet upon one space, you mentioned EPC, that's a small space, but if there was one sector that was poised for a turnaround, or one space that people should watch out for, what is that?
Just turnaround industries. I would say that sector is like turnaround companies, turnaround industries.
Okay.
We will have next 1 year, already we had many of them turned around. Companies, went up by 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, 20 times in the mid cap and small cap segment.
Okay.
There are many more coming up. So don't focus on any sector, industry wise. Look at the general market, which companies are turning around, which management is turning around, the fortune of which industry is moving around,
Okay.
Now, there are many of them. India has such variety of stocks, small, penny caps, mid caps, large mid caps, large caps, mega caps.
Right.
And
so there is a bouquet out there.
Focus on stock picking. I think somewhat 2072, investors should focus on stock picking. Of course, I believe Nifty and Sensex can move up by maybe 15, 20, 25%. The basic structure is showing me that way.
Sure.
So, but smart stock pickers can make 50%, 70%, 100% kind of returns.
Yeah, your fund has returned some 47, 48% if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, definitely. This 2071, which was a challenging year, we have got a flat Nifty and Sensex, almost around 8,000. We are at 47%.
So essentially, stock picking is the name of the game.
Yes,
so Porinju Veliyath, if our viewers wanted one Diwali gift from you, they want one Diwali gift from you, one stock idea which is safe, which people can invest and not lose sleep over. Is there an idea that you have? With adequate disclosures, of course.
I was just looking at one company, the Hindustan Sanitary Ware, HSIL.
Okay.
It's around 2,000 crores market cap, very decent balance sheet, and they are into the sanitary ware and the glass container division, very big. They have done huge capex in the last many years. The result of which is yet to come. They are adding to the product portfolio. So at 2,000 crores, I feel it's not a big multi-bagger, but I feel HSIL could be a very safe, maybe 25-30% compounder for next 2, 3, 4 years time. And I think that's a kind of safe stocks investors should look for in 2072.
Okay.
And there are many of them. This HSIL is something we are holding in our portfolio,
Right.
But it's a long-term investment from our side.
Okay, great. So that's an adequate disclosure as well. Watch out for turnaround sectors, and if you wanted to bet on one stock, Porinju Veliyath believes that HSIL could be a good opportunity. Adequate disclosures they have there in their portfolio. Okay, Porinju. Now, just before we wrap up and start bursting the crackers, let's have a bit of fun. Let's play a bit of a rapid fire with you.
Okay.
I have to ask you questions. You do not have time to think. You cannot take time and give me a reply. You have to give it on the spur of the moment. Are we ready?
Right.
Great. Nifty this time next year, 9,500 or 8,500?
9,500.
One sector that you believe will definitely do well.
The logistics.
Okay, a turnaround sector to bet on.
Sugar.
Okay, a large cap company that you think will give good returns.
Transport Corporation of India.
Okay.
If you consider it's a large cap,
Okay.
for me it's a large cap, at least in making.
Banks do well or not do well?
I'm neutral on banks.
Neutral on banks. And one woman that you like the most aside of your wife Liti? One actress. Who's your favorite actress?
Deepika Padukone, of course. Yeah.
Okay, great. Porinju Veliyath, thank you so much for joining us on this leg of At Home with Porinju Veliyath, of course, at your place. It was really good having you. Team ET now loved being in this wonderful location. And I'm sure the viewers we'll want to wish you a very happy Diwali as well.
And thank you. It was a great privilege for me, Niraj, to be, I'm so much honored you guys coming in here,
Yes.
my home, and that also out of Mumbai. And I'm so happy. I wish all the viewers of ET Now a wonderful new year ahead, a wealth creating 2072 Samvad.